Hello everyone, this is Stock Zero coming at you with an update on these oil tankers. Now, I am an owner of NAT stock, so that's why I'm staying focused in the specific oil tanker environment and looking at stocks around it to see how they might affect NAT stock because similar stocks in the same type of business tend to have an effect on each other. So I looked at DHT and STNG, aka Scorpio tankers, as indicators of what may we expect for NAT. And these stocks, DHT and STNG, have already reported earnings. So I just quickly want to look at that and talk about what happened with the stock considering their reports. So DHT held their earnings reports not too long ago, and although they missed EPS, they did beat revenue, which so far sounds good, right? Until you also look at the fact that they are charging about $110,000 per day for their tankers, right? Now that's a lot of money to basically charge your customers, right? Which shows that they are going to be making a lot of money. Now, a lot of this, and this goes for the same for Sting and NAT, a lot of sort of these gains aren't going to be reflected on these Q1 earnings. However, they will show up definitely on the Q2 earnings. So, knowing this and knowing their future outlook, I was surprised to see that DHT actually fell on the day that they reported earnings, and they have been sort of mediocre with their rise up. So I thought, okay, maybe it's because miss, they did not get EPS, so maybe investors got scared. But then you look at Sting and how they reported their earnings, and their earnings were great. Revenue's up, EPS is up, right? I mean, they had to take out, just like DHC, they had to take out a little bit of debt, but overall, they're doing great at the moment. And especially for Scorpio tankers, they came out to say that they had booked basically some customers they had booked at about $178,000 per day for 40 days. Now, although it's only for 40 days, that's still a lot of money to be making each and every day. If we look at the NAT interview with the CEO, he said that they were only going to be making about $70,000 a day. Now, I'm a little bit hesitant to believe that. I feel like it might be a little bit higher, but we'll have to see in the next couple of weeks when NAT reports their earnings. But to have a company that say 178,000 per day, even if it's just for 40 days, and this is not an outlier situation, I mean, it just seems like it's easy money, right? Yet, once again, you have Sting going down in their stock, and it makes you wonder what's going on? Why are people selling their tanker stock? And my sort of guess to why this is, and I feel like it's less of a guess because I have a feeling I know what it is that people are just they don't care about oil tankers. Their investors are looking at oil tankers and looking at the reopening of the economy and they're thinking, "Oh, oil is just going to be sold very quickly. People are just going to keep buying oil and there's not going to be a need for having them on reserve." And the honest answer is that, and we all know this if we're investing in these oil tanker stocks, we all know that that's not going to be the case. That oil is not just suddenly going to fly off the shelves, right? People aren't suddenly going to, even though you have these governments reopening, people aren't about to just go out and start spending as much money as they can going to all these places. As we've seen in some of these states, right? Even though they're opening parts of their states up, even businesses, people are staying home, but even businesses that are allowed to open up are not opening up. And so that kind of drives a question of this stock market. These investors are just blindsided by the fact that they want the economy to open up. They really do, and they see the stock market going up, and they start investing a lot more money in this fake bull run. And that includes with the oil as well. This thought that the U.S. environment is just going to start buying oil. And that's what I worry a little bit about NAT. So right now I'm going to stop buying NAT for the moment. I'm just going to kind of wait it out, wait for the earnings to see how things act up, and hopefully we still all make some money. Hopefully this is just a little bit bad.